Hello everybody. So here we are. We're going to do an inlay using RNF oil sticks, and I recorded this video and then forgot to turn the microphone on. So we'll be doing it sort of like retrofitting here. Alright, so you can see me, I'm struggling to get the paper off of the oil stick. So what an oil sticker is from RNF is it's basically oil paint with a heavy combination of wax, beeswax, and it works kind of like a big crayon, but it's oil based, so you can do a lot of blending and some doing things with it. And how we're going to use it is we're going to we are actually going to use it to sort of block color into the carved out spots on the painting. So making gestures there at the painting, I've got a spot there where I've got two images inlaid on the sides, and I'm looking for the right tool. Could be in here. Look, maybe. Yeah, okay. There it is. So let's take this one. I'm going to just start scratching into it, digging it out. And so this is an inlay process, similar to the inlay we did before where we used the razor blade to kind of clean it up. But here we're going to drop ink, or what would be like the equivalent of like a printmaking process, into like an intaglio plate. We're going to cut out the wax, and then we're going to flood the cutout area with an oil stick, and then we'll wipe it out with a rag, and we'll come back also with linseed oil to kind of burnish it out, and then we will put a heat gun to it and fuse it, and after it gets fused, then we can build back over it with other layers of wax, other colors, other things. So right now I'm just kind of digging it out, creating sort of a central image in between these other two side images, which I think eventually I will change. But you know how demos go, got a lot of things built up on it. So I'm carving pretty deep, it's hard to tell from that angle. Building it out, cutting it out, saving the little scraps because those are all perfectly good things to melt back down and utilize somewhere else. Takes a minute or two to cut it out. I have no memory of what I was saying that day, but I was filling the air with thoughts. Right now, just kind of watching myself do it. Aha! Got the oil bar. There it is. RNF stick. You can see I'm kind of rubbing it in, and that stick had been around for a long time, so it kind of got a little dry and crusty, so I had to peel a lot of paper off to get to the oil. As I recall, at this point you could really smell the oil stick, and you can see it's going on pretty heavy. And I carved it out pretty deep, so it's going to take a good bit of pressure to get it where I want it. So what I will end up doing is just using my fingers to really kind of push that pigment into the crevices that I've carved. So I've carved out a drawing. I'm basically going to put a dark filler into it over a light ground. Generally speaking, if you're doing an inlay, it's really good to do contrast. Dark ground, light color, light ground, dark color in the inlay, warm colors for the ground, then a cool color inlay. It's pretty viscous, it's pretty sticky. Dropping it in pretty heavy. I've asked for a paper towel because my hands are all covered. Pressing in, moving it around. Right. A little bit more. And as I recall, after I was done, there were still some spots where much like in printmaking, if you have a really broad cut or opening, when you wipe the ink out, you can wipe a lot of the color out. And so I had some pretty deep crevices that were fairly wide. And so I did end up wiping out more of the pigment than I wanted to. But I've just about got it sort of pushed into all the spots. So I'm going to come back with a clean rag. And you really need to use a cloth rag. It's very hard to do anything effective with paper towel. Going to use a little bit of paper towel to take the excess off. but it's not gonna do, it's not, you can see it's not really removing much, but it is getting the excess, and I can just throw that out. Getting closer. All right. A little more.